Hey, Cookies here. This is the 4th week of Dragonflight and our 2nd week of opening the Great Vault on all of our characters. We got some pretty decent keys done across the board on every character. I pretty much got at least a 14 done, if not multiple 14s and 15s done on every single character, all the way up to, I think the highest key I did was about an 18. So we're gonna see how those vaults are. Also, I will preface this. It's probably too late for a lot of you because a lot of you probably open the vault on Tuesday morning, or for EU, you open it as, this video is releasing, because I released this a day late. But you have, this week, there is a weekly quest, Emissary of War. You can pick it up in the adventure guide or just right outside the Great Vault. There's an NPC out there that will give you the quest. And it's just to complete 4 mythic dungeons on any difficulty, so that means, or mythic difficulty, so you can do mythic zeros or mythic plus dungeons, and then you get a heroic raid piece out of this cache. You get just a random piece out of the raid that's heroic item level. So what the ideal situation is you do this quest first, open the cache, and then take something from your vault. You can still look in your vault, but it's best to wait to take something so that you don't take something out of your vault and then get the exact same piece or something close to it out of this cache. It's not the end of the world, though. If you already did it, seriously, don't worry about it. I don't have the quest done on every character except for one. I only have it done on one character, which is my Druid, and I just am too impatient to do the rest. I would rather just open my vault and have a good time and get the item level and the keys out of there and then go from there. So without further ado, let's jump into it. First off, we're starting with the Priest. We're kind of working our way up from the least played characters to the most played characters, or at least I'm trying to. Okay, right off the bat, I know that this ring and trinket, or no, the ring and necklace are really good. Not tier shoulders, so we probably just pass on those, even though I'm not going to have tier pieces anyways for probably until the... auto attack damage is just a bonus, so it would probably still be worth taking in that regard. Intellect. If we take the ring, we get no intellect. Even though, like I said, it's the auto attack ring, I think it's still really beneficial. It's really good stats for both Holy and Discipline, mainly for keys and like the Lightweaver build and stuff. So we're just gonna take that solid amount of item level, solid amount of stats, and it should be good. And then we will replace our non-leech ring with it. All right, next up we have Evoker, which I did the least amount of stuff on, unfortunately. I'm really having fun playing the Evoker, but it's just like, it's always the character that I'm getting to last on my to-do list of things, of like making videos and making content. So I promise I'll catch up. Usually what I do, if you've been around my channel for the past like expansion or so, I typically try to fit in as many healers as I can, and there's usually 1 or 2 that get neglected quite a bit, and then I kind of switch up the priority next, like the following season or the following month, stuff like that. So I try to work them in some way. All right, so for Evoker, I think we just have one thing out of the vault, which is a Ruby Whelp Shell. It's just a solid item level upgrade that's 100 extra intellect. I will happily take that. I will not complain about that. It's not a good trinket by any means, but it's literally, we already have a Ruby Whelp Shell, so this is legitimately just almost a 40 item level upgrade to just take. And we also got a 14 Halls of Valor. I was really hoping I could replace some of these blue items, but that's all right. All right, and then the Shaman. Played the Shaman quite a bit, having a lot of fun with it. Really not liking how negative the community perception is on it, so I really want to try to push higher keys with it and stuff and just show that it is capable of doing higher keys. It's just, obviously, it takes a lot more effort in order to get there compared to things like Resto Druid. Like if you're comparing any healer to Resto Druid, you're just, I mean, I don't know. There's not much to say, but it's a capable healer, and it's fun. I like Resto Shaman quite a lot. All right, let's see. We got tier piece. And then we also have a cloak. And we just get our 2-piece. And for a key, we got a 14 hulls. Wow. There's the 2-piece. Awesome. That's our first 2-piece on any character across the board, even the character that I'm actively rating on the most. All right, next up we have Paladin, which I also played quite a bit this past week. So hoping to get something good on the Paladin. All right, a helm that is not tier. So that would be pretty good. And then we also got the Potion Stained Cloak, which is a really good rating mythic on my Paladin anytime soon, I don't think. Gonna take the helm since it's the better stat upgrade and stuff. And then if we end up hanging on to it long enough, we just get to turn it into a free tier piece. So there we go. That's it for the Paladin. I'm gonna do, yeah, I'll do the Druid next, I guess. And my Druid is the character that I did the 4 dungeons on this morning. So I have the heroic cache to open up, and then we're gonna open up the vault and see what we get. So I'll open up the cache first, and then the vault. Do I want to be in balance spec for this? I guess it doesn't matter. We're not going to take anything yet. I'm just going to look at the vault. So 418 bracers, pretty decent. Bad stats though. Bad stats. I think crit verse would be our worst stats right now, at least for like what I want personally. I like a lot of haste mastery right now. All right, let's open up the cache, see what we get. Oh yes, man. Heroic Whispering Incarnate icon. I'm pretty sure this is just going to be the best across the board for everyone. It's literally 400 main stat and 500 haste just at all times. It's actually wild. And then as more people get this trinket, you're going to just have you're just going to have like all the different stat buffs, and you probably will run them even in stuff like Mythic Plus. Like you'll just have multiple people with these trinkets. And even without it, even if you don't get the secondary stat bonus of the fighting alongside allies who also have the trinket, it's still an insane amount of stats. It's literally just a passive 500 haste. So it's definitely one of the best trinkets in the game. So we just replaced the 415 horn that I got last week. Very unfortunate that I ended up taking this, but it did work out. It served me well. And now it is time to move along. And now we have our 2 best in slot trinkets, I believe. These will probably be what I use for the rest of the tier. Besides just upgrading the incarnate icon to a mythic version at some point out of the vault, probably. And then I can just upgrade the shadow gem now because it's like a safe bet to spend valor that I start earning on this trinket. So now we'll open up the vault. We'll just take the bracers for the item level. And there we go. Have to enchant and socket those in a little bit, and that puts me just before 400 eye level. But I should be 400 in bags with the horn. Exactly, literally on the dot, 400.00. Nice. Cool, cool, cool. All right, well, then we at least hit our goal with the vault and the heroic cache on the druid, so that's good. All right, and then we have our last character, which is the Mistweaver Monk, which I raid on currently. We are 2 out of 8 mythic right now, but unfortunately I had to sit out for one of the bosses so that we could get one of our other healers in for the first boss, because they missed it on the first week. So that means I don't get a mythic option in the vault, which is super, super unfortunate because everybody's been getting killer items out of the vault. But I do have a lot of M+. Did I do a lot of M+? Maybe I didn't do a lot of M+ on this character. So I think we might be taking a heroic raid option. I don't think I actually did. I also am, before I look at all that, it already looked good, and I'm super excited. But before I look at all that, I am as Brewmaster or Windwalker right now because I already have literally the best trinkets I could possibly ask for. I have the Shadow Gem on this character too as a Mistweaver. I have an Alchemist Stone. I have a Lariat. I have a 392 weapon and a 402 offhand. So there's like not much else I could ask for besides a slightly better weapon. So I'm just rolling as Windwalker in the vault just so that I have a chance to get some cool like off-spec trinkets for Mythic Plus and stuff. It's just so that I don't waste potential slots with like intellect trinkets that I don't need or that I don't have or that I don't want and stuff like that. So all right, so first off, we like that. Second off, heroic tier, cool, we like that. And fourth piece for like slightly above heroic tier. It's not actually mythic, is it? It says it's mythic, but I think it's just because it's mythic plus and you can upgrade it. So this is up to a 415 piece of tier, which is pretty good. Item level pieces out of the vault. It's literally like 10 item levels lower. And also I want an item that benefits my main spec if I can. This, we just take whatever is the highest item level upgrade. I also could look at which bosses these come from. Like the headpiece, for instance, comes from Razageth. So I think that's the clear choice for me. So I'm going to go ahead and take the headpiece, since the other tier pieces will be easier to get. And we got a 14 temple. So there's our first tier piece. God, they made the tier look so cool. That'll look really good with, I wonder if I'll get a, am I able to see it in here? Like a white or a red one that matches my transmog like this. This looks pretty cool. Maybe if I just get some kind of cape or something to match it. Pretty sweet. Then that is it for the video. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'll be sure to be posting things. Things might be a little slower this week because I am still just on the very edge of finishing recovering from being sick. So just bear with me here while I get through that. And other than that, I will see you guys in the next video. Cheers.